All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Tuesday learning session. As you already know, we will be having a facilitator, our guest, Godwin Udu. So in that fashion, I'd like to say good morning, everybody. Sorry, if you don't know, you don't know. Right. All right. Godwin will be taking us this morning in our learning session around video games. I'll let him do the introductions. But just before he starts, the session will be live streamed and recorded, and we have three people that will be joining us from outside of the business. Godwin, over to you. I can imagine Godwin wanted to say good morning, everybody, but then his internet, tripped. Godwin, are you here?
Thanks, Ayo. Thank you. Morning, morning. Can you hear me?
Now we can. Maybe you want to turn off your video so that it helps bandwidth a bit. Okay. It's like you're back. Can you hear us, Godwin?
Okay, let me switch my internet. All right.
Okay. Well,
hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us? Okay, while Godwin is switching his internet, and we have three external participants in today's learning session. We have John, we have Damisi, and Peter. Please, okay, Godwin, you're back, right? You guys can just say hi. Unmute your mics and just say hi if you're here. I saw Damisi. I'm not sure I saw the other two. Don't be shy. Okay, Damisi is just. Yes, Godwin, please, you can go ahead then. We'll recognize them after the session.
Come on, guys. It's good to be here again. Can you hear me? Good morning, everybody. Right, people. I'd like to welcome us all to this Tuesday morning learning session. If you're happy to be here, please show some love. Give me some thumbs up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I see all the thumbs up. All right, people. All right. It's good to be back here. I've missed everybody, and I see you all. All right, this morning. Okay, before we dive into today's topic, let's do a quick check-in. I'd like to know where you are all dialing in from. If you are dialing in from Banana Island, Ikoyi, please help me scan this QR code and tell me where you are dialing in from. I'm about sharing my screen now. All right, please scan this with your phone and tell us what city you are dialing in from. Banana Island, Lekki, Ikoyi, Ajangadi, Ukokomaiku, Agege. Let's see where you are dialing in from. Gagada, Maryland. Okay, I think I can equally copy the link and share on the chat box. All right, guys, let's do a quick check-in. Let's know where you are dialing in from. All right. Who is dialing in from Tokyo? Okay, Berlin, Dubai, Agege, Oga. Okay, Yaba, United States of Obawale. That should be just Ayo. All right, Maryland. That should be Daddy Mike, I think. All right, guys, I see where you are dialing in from. All right, what about the people in GRA? Okay, all right. Keep it coming. All right, guys. Yeah, I think we'll pack the bus here. I see where we are all dialing in from. All right, thank you. All right, guys, quickly, we want to see what people have been doing in the advertising world. We want to look at Unreal Futures, careers in advertising. What can we do with the latest technology in this industry? What are people doing? How can we leverage on all of these things? And to give us a better eye view of all of these, let's quickly see what MediaMonks is doing. Please confirm if you can hear me. Can you? Okay, all right. Let me reshare. I didn't share. Okay, let me stop sharing and share.
We believe that creativity lies in all of us. It's what makes us human. And there's never been a more exciting or empowering time to be a creator. That's because a technology called interactive 3D is changing the way we live and work. In the future, interactive 3D will power not only the games we play, but also the movies we watch and the virtual worlds we experience. And the future is closer than we think. So what is interactive 3D? Interactive 3D simulates the real world in a meaningful way, freeing us to interact with the digital world. It involves bringing 3D models into a real-time engine where behaviors and intelligence can be applied. Things like lighting, VFX, cinematics, user interaction, physics, and artificial intelligence. The result isn't a simple image or video. It's a three-dimensional world you can explore and change. In the past, it may have taken hours, if not days, for a final image to render. But with real-time 3D tools like Unreal Engine, the process is almost instantaneous. By learning Unreal Engine and real-time 3D skills, you'll be at the forefront of technical innovation and artistry, and you'll be equipped for the exciting jobs of tomorrow. A world where everyone is a creator, and anything is possible.
Hi, my name is Kami Leach, and I'm a technical account manager at Epic Games. When most people think about Unreal Engine, they think of games. It's not all games. While Unreal Engine was born out of the need for real-time graphics in games, today it is used in a wide variety of applications and industries you might not expect, like automotive, architecture, and medicine. So the goal of this series is to get you started as a creator in Unreal. In this project, we will explore how Unreal is being used in the advertising industry. By the end, you'll have created your own state-of-the-art digital product shot using Unreal Engine. To get you started, I'm going to hand you over to an expert in the advertising industry. I'd like to introduce you to my colleague, John Bazell.
At its core, advertising is about communication and storytelling. A successful ad communicates in a deep, emotional, and beautiful way. From the days of the printing press, advertising has used the latest technologies to tell more compelling stories. Many of these innovations have happened in recent decades.
Mr. Clean gets rid of dirt and grime and grease in just a minute. Mr. Clean.
From color and animated characters from the 1950s, to stop-motion animations from the 1960s, 3D animated ads from the 1980s, Photoshop, digital video editing, and visual effects in the 1990s. And now with real-time 3D graphics, Unreal Engine is changing things all over again. This is a great chance for you to skill up or reinvent yourself for the future as a creator with Unreal Engine. So let's look at a project from the innovative and creative production company, MediaMonks. MediaMonks are an entertainment company and an ad agency and a solutions company all rolled into one. We live and breathe all things digital. Hi, I'm Louis Smithingham, Director of Creative Solutions at MediaMonks. We partner with some of the biggest brands and tech companies to harness the power of creativity and technology. We'll bring this to life using one of the most iconic brands in history, the Oreo. I am an Oreo superfan. I have tried the vast majority of flavors, including some of the more different flavors, like Swedish fish, or peach, or watermelon. Lo and behold, there are 88 different flavors of Oreo. And as somebody that's worked in product photography, we would spend 16 hours doing one shot. And you're rotating like that. You do an exposure like this. And you do 4 different focus ranges. And you spend the whole day doing it. How on earth do they do the product photography for 88 cookies?
How do you reduce the time and effort spent by ad agencies who are constantly shooting and reshooting different packaged products? If you look at a country like India that has 1 billion different people, 15 kilometers away from one city, you're going to hit an entirely new set of people whose culture is very, very different. And for each of those different demographics, you actually have a different form of packaging in order to get them to buy it.
So we decided to try using Unreal Engine to digitally insert and swap out different pack variations. This gave us the ability to create countless different films from a single asset and a single shoot. One asset to rule them all.
Unreal Engine was the reason why we wanted to take up a project like this. We knew the capabilities that the Unreal Engine had. We knew that it was a real-time renderer, and we knew that the quality of output was massive, and it was really, really beautiful to watch the kind of animations that came out of it.
Traditionally, when you're working with 3D, you are planning your scenes because all of this exploration takes a lot of time and takes a lot of effort. But with Unreal and the real-time aspect, you can actually just try things out. So instead of discussing about how would that light look in that room, you can just try it out and see how it looks.
That's what real-time 3D gives you, that ability to dream big, to change things relentlessly until you find what's perfect.
And I think this really brings back the power to the artist, because now they can actually be creative rather than sit and wait for renders. And that's what you really want them to be doing, playing around.
Some people feel that the future is far off and inconsequential, but the truth is that advertising is already being affected by real-time 3D. We live in a digital world, and with each passing day, 3D becomes a bigger part of it, helping us to understand it, helping us to navigate it. Game engines are the only tool that help you design for that future. So if you want the next generation creative jobs of tomorrow, there's no better place to start than Unreal Engine.
And now it's your turn. In the rest of this series, we'll explore step by step how MediaMonks achieved this finished product. And you can follow along as we work through a similar shot together. No prior experience is necessary. We'll provide you with all the files you need.
Thank you, MediaMonks. We leave it there. All right, people. So far, what has been powering this level of interactivity is because of real-time rendering. Real-time rendering has changed the game for everyone. And if we look at the evolution of art, if we go back to the Renaissance age where the likes of Da Vinci and all the great artists, they paint, they take their time to do painting. Then from there, photography came, they stopped painting with their hands. What people didn't see the need to start painting again because of photography. They started taking pictures and do all of those kind of things. Now, if we look at that evolution now, it has gone from still images to interactive images. Now people want to add interactivity to those still photographs, to those still images that they've been doing. So every industry now is trying to embrace the use of 3D graphics, immersiveness, interactivity, and all of those things. So before we move on, can anybody tell me, let's go back to Menti. Can you tell me one brand that is using game engine for advertising? Do you know any brand? Do you have any example in mind? Let me quickly open. Let me open Menti again. All right, please, just one example of any brand I think is using game engine or interactivity in their advertisement. Oh, no Oreos. Who is this person? Okay, this one. All right, what brand do you think? Okay, Heineken, keep it coming. Disney, Apple, yeah, Apple is one brand. All right, we have 40 seconds left. Coca-Cola, Google, Nike. Yeah, Nike is a very good example. Going. Gone. All right. Yeah, one example, one brand that I find impressive is Nike. And yeah, I'm sure we've all seen this before with the Nike Air Warrior. Yeah, I'm sure we've all seen this before. One Nike has been doing with
Airforia is a world built on Nike Air. We've always tried to innovate our storytelling at Nike, and the opportunity with Airforia and creating this world with Epic is to really take that storytelling and the way that we engage with our fans and our audience into a completely new realm. We have always been looking for a platform to create this level of an experience with our audience, and we have honestly not been able to find it. And I knew in the moment when we saw UEFN for the first time that this was the tool of the future.
UEFN is the tool for creators to build much more unique content and then directly publish that straight into the Fortnite ecosystem. What UEFN has given those creators is the ability to put much more detailed assets.
Right, so we won't finish watching the video, so if you want this link, I can share with you. So in a nutshell, what's powering all of this is the game engine. And what the game engine does is very simple. It provides a framework, a set of pre-made usable components to create visual and interactive experiences. So it's very simple. The game changer in all of this is the game engine. And there are so many game engines. So let me know if you're familiar with any one of these game engines. We have Unreal, Unity, CryEngine, Godot, GameMaker. So let's go back to Menti. And please let me know if you're familiar with any one of these game engines. Oops. Please let me know if you're familiar with any of the game engines listed here. Come on, people, everybody's cheating. Why? Okay, that's true. We've been hearing stuff about Unreal Engine. All right. Okay, one person. Oh, two people for Unity now. Oh God, those two people. What about GameMaker? That's your toy now. Okay. So Unreal Engine top the chat here, and I want to take it that a lot of people on this call have not heard of, are not familiar with any of these game engines. So as time goes on, we'll talk more on all of this. All right. If you've used any of these game engines before, Say yes, say no if you've not, and maybe if you used it consciously or unconsciously. Okay, no is stopping. It looks like the girls are the one clicking on this no. All right. Maybe I see that we are topping the chat now. Going. God. All right. So just only 3 people have used the gaming engine before, and I want to. Okay. All right. Let me not make any assumption here. All right, people. Let's go back to the presentation. Okay. All right, guys. Now let's look at. Now, when we hear game engine, the first thing that will come to mind is because it's a gaming engine is only used for gaming. The terrain has changed. It's not just for building games anymore. Game engine can be used for a whole plethora of things, different industries. Everybody is keen into this technology. In the area of filming, in the film and television industry, architecture, automobile, transportation, broadcast, simulation, and just any industry, everybody is keen into this. And now I want to believe we've all seen Toy Story. Yes, Toy Story came out in 1994. Yeah, one of those years. And when Toy Story was created, for them to render the movie Toy Story, they used 117 computers running 24 hours a day, and one frame. If you don't know what a frame is, when you are watching a movie and you hit pause, what you see on screen is one frame. Now, for that one frame, it took 45 minutes to 30 hours to render just one. What does it mean to render? To render is, say for instance, I'm using Maya to do my animation and design and all of these things. For me to be able to give that file for you to see, just because you don't have Maya, it means I'll have to render it, give it to you in JPEG or whatever format that you can access. So that's in a nutshell, that's what rendering is. So it took between 45 minutes to 30 hours to render just one frame. And they have to render a total of 114,240 frames. Now, say you want to use just one computer to render all of these frames, it will take 4,760 days. That's approximately 13 years. You want to use one computer to render all of the movie in Toy Story. That means it will take you 13 years. This is just an assumption. Say you are doing 1 hour, you are rendering a film for 1 hour, it will take you 13 years to do all of this. But now with game engine, the game has changed. You no longer have to wait for hours to render all of these things. Like my people will say, as it is hot, the way we are doing it, we are seeing it live. And it's, as a matter of fact, the first time I heard about Unreal Engine and I saw, oh, this thing does real-time rendering, I had to jump on Unreal Engine right away. And ever since then, I've not looked back. To God be the glory. That's my testimony. All right, people, let's move on. Now, in the area of film and television, a lot of people are doing stuff. There's a movie called The Mandalorian. That movie was shot using all of this, using this technology. And there's another movie in Netflix called 1899. This movie was shot during the pandemic. They just gather people in one LED volume. They call it LED volume, and they call it virtual production. Virtual production was the technology they used to gather people in one room with LED walls, and they shot the movie. Nobody went out. Now, imagine a movie like Game of Thrones, where they have to travel from one location, Iceland, to another, moving from different parts of the world shooting. With this technology, they don't even need to travel anymore. They just lock people inside one LED volume and let them shoot. And this takes away the whole green screen thing that people do. Then after doing post-production, you now start moving, color correcting and doing all of this. But with this technology for virtual production, you don't need all of this anymore. The green screen becomes your LED volume. So this movie is on Netflix. At your leisure time, please watch it. And in the area of automotive and transportation, Volvo is doing a lot. Audi as well. Let me quickly show you something on Audi. This is a snippet.
We can't hear anything. We can't hear you. I can see you, but we can't hear you. I think I'm playing a video on that.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Right. I wanted to say wave on to the Lord if you can hear me. All right. So I was saying that the technology is very simple. In the case of Oreo, what they were doing was just swapping products, swapping wraps, swapping humans. It's the same thing is applicable here. If I want to change the color of this guy, what I'm just doing is just swapping stuff. And this wheel, I don't like this wheel, let me swap. So with these, the client or the customer can easily customize the kind of product he or she wants. It makes the whole thing very easy. You don't need to waste or spend a lot of money trying to build all of this prototype. With the game engine, all you just do is just build all of these things digitally, and you can change parts to all of these things. So that is that. Let's go back to the presentation. Oops. Sorry. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Can you see? Okay. All right. So, yeah, thank you. All right. So, Volvo is doing a whole lot in this area, in the area of augmented reality, virtual reality. All of these things are being powered by the game engine. And for architecture, I have an example here too. Let me quickly pull that one up. So for architecture, the same thing. What we're doing is just swapping different aspects of the building. Okay, so with these, I can.
Gee, we can't see anything apart from your slide, in case you're showing something else.
Oh, my apologies. Apologies, I wasn't sharing the whole. Can you see my screen now? Okay, please tell me what you can see.
Landscape, buildings.
Okay. So here, it's just with a clicking and dragging, I change from day to night. I want to explore the different parts of the property. It's super cool with what the game engine can do. Say I want to see where the swimming pool is. I click, I drag, I'm moving stuff around. Let me look at the car park. Okay, let me see how this place look like during the day. All of these things are possible with the gaming engine. You can move stuff around. By the way, this is done in our real engine. Move around. You want to see the different parts of the amenities. You want to see the different parts of the surrounding. Okay, let's see where the school is. You click on all of these things. So it's very interactive. And the cool thing is you can sit in your room and get this thing done. You don't need to go outside and start anyway, let's leave it there. Let's move on. There are so many things to talk about. Okay, let me park the bus here on this one. Okay, let me go back to my presentation. All right, in the area of broadcasting, the likes of course ESPN, their studio, and all of those things, this is what they use. All the shows they do, different, the possibility is endless with the gaming engine. And in the area of simulation, people are doing stuff. Yeah, I've got my headset here. So many cool things one can do with this gaming engine. Military, you don't need to move your men, say you want to train them on how to fight. Just simulate all of this environment in the virtual world, and they practice and rehearse all of these things. Education, all of those things they talk about that people don't even see. With the virtual world, with the gaming engine, all of these things can be put together in manufacturing. You want to do your test products, you do all of these things in the gaming engine. All right, people. Now one other use case that I find very interesting for most especially for.
I'm Paul Raphael, co-founder and chief innovation officer at Felix and Paul Studios. And it's my pleasure to introduce you to our first ever augmented reality storybook, Jim Henson's The Storyteller, The Seven Ravens, narrated by the legendary Neil Gaiman. This AR storybook reimagines this timeless fairy tale about family, courage, sacrifice, and love's triumph using today's latest technology. We wanted to create a new, tactile way for audiences to engage with narratives and intuitively interact with the digital realm. Our AR storytelling platform acts as a gateway that connects you directly to the world within the pages. The story unfolds like a magical pop-up book before your eyes and reacts to your every movement. We're excited to unveil this new storytelling platform and invite you to hold it in your own hands.
All right, that's AR for storytelling. The possibility is endless. What can you do with things? All right, now tell me, let's go back to Menti. You can, if you have it close, please scan the QR code and tell us what way can you apply all of this to your career? In what way can you apply all of this to your career? Let's look back to Menti. Okay, give me a second. Oh, sorry. Okay, all right, Menti, back to Menti. It's open now. In what way can you apply this? Please keep it coming. Yeah, keep your responses coming. Scan the QR code, and at some point I posted a link on the chat box. Please do well to get a link from there if your phone doesn't have a QR scanner. All right, nobody. Going. Yeah, in storytelling, what way can you apply this to your career? If you're a copywriter, if you're a content creator, an account manager, how do you apply all of this to your career? 3D visualization, okay, shopping experience, that's good to hear. All right, people, 40 seconds more, 30 seconds more, 20 seconds more, 10 seconds more. Going, go. All right, yeah. It's good to see how we can apply all of this to different things that we do. The whole idea is we can't keep doing stuff the way we've been doing it. we have to find a new way of getting things done. All right, let's go back to the presentation. Okay, I don't have time. I don't have a lot of time, so I'll skip some slides. Now let's look at what we'll be doing. So we'll be doing some hands-on exercise this morning. So this is what we'll be creating. This simple short video. We want to see how we can do our own version of what Unreal, Oreo did in the video we watched. Let me play it. So it's a product, an SKU spinning around, then we swap it, the pack changes. And the whole idea is, I remember when we're doing Go, so I had to do everything. I had to recreate the different pack, the different SKU in 3D, and it took a lot of time to render. Sometimes I'll have to stay up all night to do all of this rendering. But with Unreal, it has to be hot. As I'm doing it, I'm seeing it real time. It's real-time rendering. It takes away that rendering time. Imagine doing this and we wanted to render with the old school technology, you have to wait for days for it to render, but you will see it shortly. All right, so let's look at what we'll be doing. We've done the intro. We'll dive into Unreal Engine now, then we'll do the sequence shooting, then we'll create our own advertisement out of this. Now let's see how it's done. Let's go back to Unreal Engine. Okay, I have my Unreal Engine installed. If you don't have it installed, don't worry. You can do that at your leisure time. All right, this is Unreal Engine. Because I don't have a lot of time, just like a cooking show, I've prepped some stuff already so that we don't waste a lot of time prepping stuff. Okay, so this is what we want to recreate. And we have the environment already created for us. Yeah, I downloaded it from the Unreal Engine marketplace, courtesy of the MediaMonks agency. So if you want to practice with this, I'll share the link so that you can download this source file. Okay, so what we want to recreate is my camera, close-up shot here, then it pans and moves into this product, and this product is rotated. All right, so let's quickly see how this is done. Okay, so I've taken a class on introduction to Unreal Engine Blueprint before, and I walk us through the Unreal Engine user interface. So please spare me that because of time. I just want to quickly touch base on how we can, just a better idea on how we can do all of these things. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is just create a new sequence. Sequence, if you are familiar with your Premiere Pro, yeah, sequence is sequence, or Premiere Pro has sequence too. And for After Effects users, sequence is also your composition. So what we want to do now is create a new composition. So I'll just come here and say, add new level sequence, and I'll call it let me call it add underscore Oreo underscore 01. Okay, now this my sequence here is empty. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is add a camera. Of course, in the real world, if you want to shoot this thing, you need a camera, right? So let me add a camera. I've just added a camera now, and this camera icon is selected. So it shows me that I'm looking through the lens of this camera. And now the way Unreal Engine works is a little bit different from other DCC tools, maybe Premiere Pro, After Effects. So what I want to do now is I have all of, on my outline, just like your project panel in After Effects or Premiere Pro, you have for Unreal Engine, it's called the outline. So what do I want to do? I need to bring this product into my sequencer here. Okay, so I click on it. I've selected my product here, BP cookie. By the way, BP is for blueprint cookies. So I come under my add track here. Very simple, add it here. I've added it to the sequencer here. I've added it to the sequencer here. All right, so what do we do? Now, the first thing we want to do is for us to spin this thing. It's very simple. I have my cookie here. Let me add a track. I want to add a transformation track. Under this transformation track, that's where we have position, rotation, and the scale. So what do I want to do? I want to rotate this product. Very simple. Click on rotation. My z-axis, same thing as my yaw, is pointing upward. I want to rotate around the z-axis. So I click here to add my keyframe. Come to the end where I want the video to stop. Then I want to do a 360 rotation. Put in my value. Yip, yip, yip. Now it's rotating. Yippee, 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 yippee. Yeah, it's very simple. All right, now that it's rotating, what do? We want to pan our camera, just do some cinematic effects. So let's see how we can move our camera around. Move it. We want to start from the wall. So what do? Okay. Now there are different ways of doing it, but how I like to do it is to start from the end in mind. So I know that my camera will end on this shot. So why don't I just go there and do my keyframe there? Do my last keyframe. I'm moving my camera, so it has to do with transformation and location. So I want to move the location of my camera. I've inserted a keyframe here, all of this. Then I'll go back to the beginning, then go and move my camera to where I want to start from. I want my camera to start here, so I've moved my camera there. Then I come and I do my keyframe. All right, now let's play it and see. Yippee! Okay, so I need the camera to get there before it stops rotating, so I adjust my keyframe. And boom, that is it. So now it's on autofocus. So let me quickly do the focus. So I come here under this manual focus distance. I click on this, select this product, boom, and the focus is on this product now. So it's very simple. Now the whole thing has been customized in such a way that if I click on this cookie now, I come here, I want to change the flavor. I'm changing the flavor, I'm changing the pack. So it means if I'm to do this for the case study, the Oreo case study video that we watched, you have to do all of this for more than 80 products, different variations. And now with just a click, we're changing all of these things. Imagine you want to shoot. You first have to shoot product one. Once you're done doing that, you bring in product two, put it. Now, the cost of equipment, cost of manpower, the cost of doing all of this is enormous. But with Unreal Engine, with a gaming engine, what we're just doing is just clicking and dragging, you're just swapping on stuff, and life is cool. Yes. All right, people. See, in the area of rendering, you can see this is real-time rendering. I'm seeing it live. And if I render it, it's what I'll see. If I open maybe like Maya, if I did this in Maya, how many frames do I have here? I have, now, this is one frame. This is frame two. These are all frames. In all, I have 149 frames, 150 frames. It means I'll have to render a frame one after the other. And if rendering one frame takes maybe 1 hour, that's just an approximation. Then it means I'll spend 1 hour times 150 frames. That will be 150 frames. Then calculate how many days would that be for me to render all of this. But with Unreal Engine, it's real time, people. Now I'm done. Say I'm done with this now. Let me render my. I come here. Okay, I'm doing ABI. Okay. Where do I want to put it? Let me put it on my desktop. I put it on my desktop. Select folder. Can you hear me? If you can still hear me, please say hello. Hello. Thank you. I got that, and I hear you loud and clear. All right, I'm done. Let me click on capture movie. Capture movie. What's holding me back? What's holding you back, system? Capture movie. Okay, I don't know why it's not capturing. Maybe it's because I'm doing a screen share. I don't know. I don't know why it's not capturing, but it's hitting capture here. You should just render it for me within. It won't even take 2 minutes. Okay, let me try a movie. Let me see. Why is it not capturing? Okay, let me stop sharing my screen and test it again to see if it works. Just give me a second. Stop sharing my screen. Go back to the movie.
Whilst G is sorting that out. So how do the business managers and writers feel about I've been reading the chat, guys. Huh? What are we gonna do? Yeah. All right, but I suppose the point of this as well is just to show at the top level what exists. I can't hear. Is that you, Afolabi? Yeah, speak now. Your mic, I think your mic is. Is that you? Who is trying to speak?
Good morning, Bukola. Sorry, I can't switch on my camera yet. I think Biola Mudara wants to speak. I think she's seen Mudara products in 3D. But I'm joking. I don't think she can speak, but she's seen Mudara products changing the plastic and the packaging.
It's true. We can have that's already commercial relationship right there. Modera can just commission straight into live production. We can set it in the Amazon forest. Biola. Yeah. G, are you ready?
Okay, give me a second. Okay, so I don't know what happened. Sometimes technology, it just I don't know what just happened. My system has decided to play a tweak on me. But in a nutshell, the whole idea is gaming engines have changed the way things are being done. It has changed the terrain. Now, it's now left for you to be able to find a way of incorporating all of this into what you do so that you are not left behind. All right, let me go back to my presentation. Okay, so we've been able to do a hands-on, mini hands-on on how it's done. All right, let's do a Q&A. Let's do Q&A. I don't have there's not a lot of time. I have 45 minutes to do all of this, so we'll quickly do Q&A. All right, guys, any questions? Any questions? Going.
And we have our hands up just in case. So maybe let me go first. So where can you get software and how much is it?
Okay, the software is free. Unreal Engine is free. Like my Yoruba people would say, Ofeni Bala, it's free. Do well to go to unrealengine.com and download Unreal Engine. Now, the only limitation you have is your system specification. you have to be running on a GPU to be able to power Unreal Engine. If you are just using your normal CPUs, it won't power Unreal Engine. So you have to be on a GPU for your system to be able to run Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine is speed. And Unreal Engine is the maker of Fortnite. Fortnite is from Unreal Engine. As a matter of fact, Fortnite was designed or was created using Unreal Engine. So you can use it for gaming, you can use it for any other aspect you want to use it for. All right. Okay, are there questions on the chat box? I can read.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, hi G, hi everyone, good morning. So hi G. Yeah, so my question is around Twinmotion. Is maybe I'm drawing us back sort of. So Twinmotion and Unreal, I know it's sort of the same company. Will you say that Unreal is like a bigger brother to Twinmotion, or are they really similar?
Okay, so yeah, thanks. Good question, Sid. Unreal Engine owns, Epic Games owns Unreal Engine, and Epic Games owns Twinmotion too. Twinmotion is a lighter version of Unreal Engine. So, but with Unreal Engine, you can do interactivity. You can, depending on your level of programming, if you want to program with C++, you can do stuff. If you don't know how to program with blueprints, which we talked about some time ago, you can still put interactivity. By the way, blueprint is visual programming, how you program visually. With blueprint, you don't need to know how to write a single line of code, but you still be able to do interactivity. As a matter of fact, Fortnite the Fortnite game we play was created using the blueprint. 90% of it was done using blueprint visual programming. So the difference between Unreal Engine and Twinmotion is on the lighter side. You can't really do a lot of interactivity, but you can still do a lot of visualization, still real time, but the level of interactivity is not as intensive as Unreal, but then it's still a good product.
Hi G, good morning.
All right,
hey, this is my question is simple. Based on what I'm saying on the area, G, it's quite somehow closer to After Effects and Blender somehow. But if you have a product that you want to model, like, do you have to go to Blender and build it and bring it to Unreal Engine, or do you have a inside Unreal Engine you can build as well?
Okay. Great question, Babatunde. Yeah, so now Unreal Engine has a strength, and the strength of Unreal Engine is in the area of interactivity. So it has its own modeling tool, but not as sophisticated as those other dedicated modeling tools, like the likes of Blender, Maya, 4D, and all of those other ones. So usually what people do in the industry is to model your products in other digital content creation tools, Maya and the rest. And you do all of those things, then you bring them into Unreal Engine where you add your interactivity, which like the Unreal Engine is just like what I'm trying to look for. So it's just like a hub where you now gather every other thing from different software, you bring them all together, and you now do stuff with them there. So the modeling, usually you can do your modeling with other DCC tools, then bring them into Unreal Engine, and likes of Maya, Blender, those are what they are for. You do all of those things, then you bring them into Unreal Engine. And the good thing is you shouldn't even know how to model. Yes, somebody does the modeling, you get it, you use it here, and you go your way. Very simple. Any other question?
There's a question in the chat. My question is, do I have to have a background in 3D animation before I learn Unreal Engine?
You don't have to. Okay, Unreal Engine, depending on what you want to use it for, now I've listed the different industries that are already using this. In film and television, of course, if you want to do film and television, you have to know the animation side, because you have to move things around, and that's all. That's the essence of animating, moving things around. So if you want to do film and television, you should have an idea of animation, and with that, the sequencer. So Unreal Engine has they have a curriculum where they list all the specifications. Say you want to do broadcasting, what you should know about the engine, the aspect of the engine that you should know. If you want to do filming, if you want to do game, if you want to do interactive visualization. So it has a track for the different areas. And Unreal Engine is very vast. Unreal Engine is a dish, very vast, where you can, depending on what you want to do with it, just there. Anything you want to do with it, feel free. You want to do VR, you want to do AR, feel free. Dive into those areas. So it's always advisable for you to focus on a particular area. Then once you master that area, you're gonna begin to segue into different areas. But then don't try to learn everything at once. Pick the different areas and move on. All right. Any other questions? There are no more questions, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do a quick checkout. Yes. Let's do a quick checkout. Time is not on my side. And if you have any other questions, do out to shoot me a mail. I'm just a phone call away from you. Yes, I don't want to spend the whole day doing all of this. We have some other things to do. All right, quick checkout. In one word, what did you take out from this session? Let's go back to Menti. Yay. All right, people, in what word? What did you take out of this session? All right, keep it coming. Keep it coming. Go in. We have just 1 minute to do this. Go in, go in, go in, go in. Oh, my computer is nonsense. Wow, a lot. Go in, go in, go in. Unlearn, relearn. Nice one. Okay. Learn Unreal, reach. Whoa. Whoa, contribute to architecture. Whoa, this is on 3D stuff. Whoa, the possibilities. All right, people. All right, people. Go in, go in, go in, go in, go in. Go in, go in, go in, go in, go in. Gone. Gone. All right, people. It's been a pleasure doing this with you. I want to say thank you to all of you for making our time and to join this session. If you have any questions, do want to reach out to me or leave my bank account. Sorry, not bank account. All right, I'm just kidding. If you have any other questions, always feel free. Reach out to me and I'll be there to answer your question. And with this, I hand over to OreoTM. Over to you.
All right, thank you, G. Thank you for a wonderful session. Thank you for confusing some of us. We appreciate it. We are at your doorstep very soon. Please come and take us on free training on Unreal Engine. Thank you, everyone. It's been a wonderful session. Do have a productive rest of the day. See you around.